Walking into your farmland early in the morning, you expect the comfort of routine. The rising sun casting golden streaks across fields of green, rows of thriving crops swaying gently in the breeze, and the reassuring sight of weeks of hard labor beginning to pay off. But instead, your boots sink into soil that looks like it has been clawed open by unseen hands. The rows are no longer straight, the earth no longer firm. Seedlings that once promised life and food are uprooted and scattered like broken dreams. Fences are twisted, bent, or smashed flat against the ground. What greets you is not the peaceful order of farmland, but a battlefield chaos written in dirt and destruction. This is the devastating impact of wild boars. These animals, though often overlooked in conversations about predators or invasive species, represent one of the most dangerous and destructive threats to agriculture in the United States, and increasingly, across the world. Wild boars are not just strong, they are astonishingly intelligent. Their adaptability rivals some of the cleverest animals in the wild. They are capable of remembering feeding spots for months, sometimes even years. Farmers have reported boars returning to the same field season after season, as though the animals keep maps etched in their minds. They learn quickly too. A poorly set trap will only work once. If one boar escapes, the entire group, called a sounder, will avoid that trap forever. Fire a shot and miss, and the survivors will not only remember the sound, but they'll adjust their movements to avoid hunters. Next time, their intelligence wouldn't be nearly as troubling if not for their rapid reproduction. A single sow can give birth to multiple litters every year, with each litter producing as many as a dozen piglets. To put it simply, the math is against us. 2 boars today can become more than 100 in just a few short years if left unchecked. This exponential growth makes them one of the hardest invasive species to control. What looks like a manageable problem today can spiral into an ecological crisis tomorrow. Their feeding habits are just as destructive as their breeding. Unlike grazers who nibble carefully, wild boars root digging, tearing, overturning entire patches of earth with their tusks and snouts. In doing so, they don't just eat, they destroy. Corn, soybeans, wheat, rice, orchards, vegetable gardens. Virtually nothing is safe. Their appetite is insatiable, and their rooting behavior often causes more damage than what they consume. For every ear of corn they eat, they may destroy dozens more. In some regions, farmers report losses so devastating that it threatens their ability to stay in business. American agriculture, already fragile under weather extremes and market pressures, loses millions if not billions of dollars annually because of these relentless animals. But the problem doesn't stop at crops. Wild boars damage ecosystems as well. They compete with native species for food. They spread invasive plants by disturbing soil. They contaminate water sources with their waste, which can spread diseases to both livestock and humans. Their rooting behavior disrupts habitats for small animals, insects, and even ground-nesting birds. What begins as a problem for farmers quickly escalates into a problem for entire ecosystems. So, what can be done? Hunting is often viewed as the first and most immediate line of defense. In states like Texas, hunting wild boars has even become an industry of its own. Some hunters pursue them for sport, others for population control. But while hunting does help, it is far from a silver bullet. These animals are cunning, fast, and resilient. They can outrun most hunters on foot, they scatter in unpredictable directions, and they often attack when cornered. Stories abound of hunters injured by charging boars, their tusks cutting through flesh and bone with ease. For inexperienced hunters, the risk can outweigh the reward. Wild boars sense danger quickly. A wrong move, a snapped twig, a shift in the wind carrying human scent, and the opportunity is gone. Entire sounders can vanish into the brush within seconds, leaving only the evidence of their destruction behind. Experienced hunters know it takes more than just firepower. It takes patience, tracking skills, and a deep understanding of boar behavior. That's why proper wildlife management programs emphasize a combination of strategies. Regulated hunting helps keep populations in check, but it is most effective when paired with strong fencing, consistent monitoring, and even relocation efforts in some regions. In certain cases, aerial hunting from helicopters is used, especially in areas with overwhelming boar populations where ground-based efforts fall short. These measures may sound extreme, But when you're dealing with animals that reproduce faster than rabbits and cause billions in damages, extreme measures become necessary. Government agencies, universities, and wildlife organizations work together to research and implement these strategies. They track population growth through GPS collars. They study migration patterns. They analyze what crops are most frequently targeted. In some regions, experimental contraception methods are being explored, though with limited success so far. The challenge lies in balancing ecological preservation with the urgent need to protect farmland and human communities. First, it sounds excessive, almost chaotic. But when you see the reality, the speed, the numbers, the unpredictability, you understand that every shot counts. Precision is not optional. It is survival. Hunters move carefully through dense underbrush, scanning shadows for movement, anticipating the boar's escape routes. A single hesitation could mean losing the entire sounder. A single mistake could mean serious injury. Every encounter underscores the intelligence of the animal. Boars test hunters as much as hunters test them. You can't simply overpower them. You have to outthink them. It's a chess match in the wilderness, one where the stakes are livelihoods, ecosystems, and safety. Yet, the battle against wild boars is about more than just hunting. It's about coexistence.
If you'll enjoy this video, please like and subscribe my channel for more information.